All right, what's up guys? Hope you're having an amazing day. We're back at it again with another YouTube video. Today we're gonna go over 3 reasons why you have some small shoulders. So we're gonna get straight into it. The first reason you have small shoulders is because you have a weak overhead press, or you're simply not prioritizing your overhead press. When we look at compound movements, we want to be as strong as possible on these because you're going to get the most bang for your buck. So when I look at overhead press variations, you could do a barbell Smith machine press, you could do a barbell shoulder press, military press, or you could do a dumbbell shoulder press, or even a machine shoulder press. It's all up to you what you enjoy most. Personally, I like the dumbbells, so I stick with that, and I'm trying to get as strong as possible. Any one of these movements you pick, you want to make sure you do it for 8 to 10 weeks at a bare minimum and get as strong as possible. The stronger you are, the more muscle mass you're going to build. So make sure you put this at the starting of your workout, prioritize it, and you're going to get a lot more gains and bigger shoulders. The second reason you have small shoulders is you're not targeting the side delt enough. So when we look at the side delt, from the front, that's going to give you the appearance of having a big round delt. The good thing is with a lot of these delt exercises, you could do them very high volume and your shoulders can recover for your next workout. In terms of lateral raises, I would say there's 3 main lateral raises you want to do. You could do a single arm cable lateral raise, you could do a machine lateral raise, or dumbbell lateral raises. For me personally, I like doing a single arm cable lateral raise is the best. I just get the best mind muscle connection. Look at the setup for the single arm cable lateral raise. Very, very simple. You want to have the cable all the way at the bottom. You want to grab on to this railing, that way you're nice and balanced, right? You have a lot more stability rather than doing this. From here, you're gonna have the cable in front of you, and you want to think about raising with your elbow. A common mistake I see a lot of the times is people are just lifting their arm up like this with their wrists. You want to have your elbow higher than your wrist. This is going to put a lot of tension on the delt. Okay, for this I typically like to do higher rep ranges, anywhere from 10 plus. With lateral raises, you don't have to go super heavy in the 6 to 8 rep range. I think that's too heavy personally, so anything 10 plus is more than enough. A cool thing with the cable lateral raise as well is you could challenge different portions of the movement depending on where this is. So whenever the cable in your arm is at 90 degrees, that's when it's going to be heaviest. So right over here, you could see this is at 90 degrees. This is when the movement is heaviest, in the middle. But if we bring this up here, struggle with that a little bit, but when you bring this up here to about knee height, now you can see the cable and my arm are 90 degrees here, so it's going to be heavier in a more stretched position. So if you're doing dumbbell lateral raises, make sure you're doing this in a more stretched position. That way you're challenging the top and the bottom. Third reason is going to be neglecting your rear delt. So like I mentioned before, when we look at the shoulder, there's 3 different heads. We have the front, the side, and the back, the rear delt. A lot of the times I see people programming a lot of overhead presses, a lot of shoulder presses, and a lot of lateral raises. And unfortunately, the rear delt gets neglected. But when we look at the shoulder from the side, this is what's going to give it that nice round look, and it's also going to tie the shoulder into your back. So one of my favorite exercises to train the rear delt is going to be a reverse pec deck, right? So for this, the setup is super simple. What you want to do is you want to put the seat at shoulder height, and you want to have your arms straight. So you don't want your arms up here, you don't want them down here. For this, you don't have to have a big range of motion. For here, just go right back here and get a good squeeze on the rear delts, come up and nice and back. A lot of the times people over exaggerate and get an extreme range of motion, go all the way back here. What this is going to do is going to incorporate your rhomboids and your lower traps, which obviously we want to avoid because we want to isolate the rear delt. Another big thing for this is you don't have to go super heavy. You don't have to do the entire stack, and you don't have to go low reps. Me personally, I like to go a little bit lighter and train anywhere in the 12 to 15 rep range and just focus on that mind muscle connection and just pumping blood into the rear delts. Another big thing you can do is put the rear delts at the starting of your training, right? The rear delts is not going to take away from your pressing movements, and it's not going to cause a lot of fatigue. So prioritize this, get that nice tie-in into your shoulder, and your shoulders are gonna be a lot bigger and a lot better. And those are gonna be the 3 reasons why you have small shoulders. If you made it this far through all my stuttering, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys got some value from this. But until next time, thanks.